The worst outcome of a business meeting in Japan is you received a definite maybe to your offer. It is neither fish nor fowl, and you have no idea what is going on. A clear no is much better because then you can devote your valuable time to finding clients who can say yes. This is not what most salespeople here do, though. Welcome back to this weekly edition every Monday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, and best-selling author. 2 books, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center here in Akasaka in downtown Tokyo, in Minato-ku. This is the business center of Tokyo. Well, why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 146, and we are talking about chasing buyer no replies. So let's get going. Everyone hates to be rejected, but not many people have this as a fundamental aspect of their work. We ask colleagues for help, and they assist. We ask our bosses for advice, and they provide it. Buyers, though, are a different case. They can easily find a million reasons not to buy and unashamedly tell us no. The rejection itself is not so much the problem as is how we respond, how we deal with the rejection. In Japan, the 2 areas our clients flag with us for special attention in sales training for their team members are around understanding the client's needs and asking for the order or closing, as is commonly referred to in sales parlance. The poor questioning skills are a result of salespeople wanting to tell the buyer a lot of stuff about the features, but not bothering to ask some well-designed questions to uncover what their clients need. This in itself will explain a lot about why buyers say no. If we don't properly understand what they need, then how do we suggest solutions that make sense and motivate the buyer to action? The 2 problems are closely linked. Even assuming that the questions are well thought through and that the solution selected is professionally conveyed to the buyer, they may still say no. This is because the buyer's hesitations have not been properly addressed. There was something unclear or unsatisfactory in what they just heard from the salesperson, and they are not convinced this is the right solution to their problem. This is why a no will certainly be forthcoming, especially from Japanese buyers. Risk aversion is a fundamental part of the fabric of Japan, and buyers more than most observe this in distinct detail. They would rather give up on something better if they thought there was a possibility their decision might bring some stain on their record. Failure is hard to recover from in Japan. There are no second chances here. People have learnt the best way to avoid failing is to take as few decisions as possible, especially any decisions which can be traced back to you. Best to have a group decision so the blame can be spread around and no one loses their job. Actually, that works like a charm here. So no one wants to buck the system. Having given the sales presentation, many salespeople in Japan simply don't ask for the order. They get to the end of their spiel and they just leave it there. The buyer is not asked for a decision. It's left vague on purpose so that it is not a no and therefore it doesn't have to be dealt with directly. The Japanese language is genius for having circles within circles of subtle obfuscation. Find out more when we come back from the break.
成功する営業活動を行いたい Winning with Relationship Selling コースが可能にします。制約に結びつかない営業とは信頼を築けない、ニーズを理解するための質問ができない、説得力のある解決策を提示できない、反対意見にうまく対処できない、クロージングがうまくいかない。Winning with Relationship Selling コースで素晴らしい営業プロセスをマスターしましょう。
The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now. Welcome back. The end result is a no, but no one ever has to say it or hear it. To get a sale happening, the buyer has to do all the work here in Japan because these salespeople don't want to commit to take the plunge and ask for the order. If they get a no, their feelings of self-worth are impacted. They feel depressed, that they are failing. Not doing fully competent work or being highly productive, yet keeping your job is a pretty safe bet in most Japanese companies. The level of productivity amongst white-collar workers is dismally low. Collective responsibility helps because it lessens the impact of personal inability to reach targets or make deadlines. Sales, though, is totally crystal clear about success and failure. It is very hard to argue with numbers. You either made the target or you didn't. Sales is also a numbers game. You are not going to hit a home run every time. So the number of times at bat becomes important. You will have certain ratios of success that apply right through the sales value chain. And the only way to increase your sales is to improve these ratios. You have to up the ante regarding the volume of activity. This sounds easy, but it isn't when you are feeling depressed, insecure, and plummeting in confidence. The key is to see sales in a different way. The increased volume of activity will even out the rejections. The way you think about rejection has to change. Rejection isn't about you personally. Buyers don't care that much about salespeople as people. They are rejecting your offer as it is made today, in this part of the budget process, at this point in the economic cycle, in this current construction, at this price, with these terms. we haven't shown enough value yet to get a yes. As these aspects change, the answer can go from a yes to a no, and from a no to a yes. That decision is irrelevant of the salesperson and how the buyer feels about them. These are macro and micro factors which can impact the decision one way or another. The answer is to see more people. In that way, you can have a better chance of meeting a buyer for whom all the stars align, and they can say yes. At the same time, you need to keep working on getting better at showing more value. You need to harden up and become tougher. Whatever you are selling, you always need to remember your AFTOS mantra: ask for the order, stupid. Never say no for the buyer, and understand that no is never no or forever. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share with your family, friends and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember, hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now. enjapan.dalecarney.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. For podcasts, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday we have the Business Tatsujin no Oshie show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday we have the Business Pro Podcasto. Fridays we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays we have the Japan's Top Business Interview Show, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Terebi Show, every Friday the Japan Business Mastery Show, and every Saturday the Japan's Top Business Interviews Show. These are all on YouTube. In episode number 147, we are talking about the art of the possible. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you. We've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.